Hello anyone out there and welcome to this video. I understand that the audio quality may be bad, but I'm going to continue the video nonetheless. Like the title says, this is a tutorial video about color, proportion, and figure drawing with an example of artwork I've done. The prompt I chose for this challenge was to draw a lyric of a song I liked in the style of another artist. I think it would be best to credit both the artist and the singer of the song that I chose. First up is the artist, whose name is Lavender Town. She is a YouTuber and a webcomic artist. The reason I chose her to do this prompt is because of her character design. Like the icon put here, her characters are very stylized and have large eyes, heads, and strange proportions, so I feel like it'd be fun to work with. Next up is Jubiphonic, a singer and vocalist on YouTube. She does English covers of Japanese songs, most of which the lyrics are written by herself. The reason I'm crediting her here is because I'm using the lyrics that she made. Okay, now on to the actual drawing. If you're going with the same prompt as I did, you should probably have an artist and song lyric in mind. It is also important to note the artist's style and perhaps sketch a little bit beforehand. Material-wise, I don't think you'll be needing much, whatever materials you plan to use, like paper or pens. However, I chose to do it in Procreate, an app on our iPads. An important thing to note when drawing is the stylistic choices of the artist. By looking at their artwork, it's easy to see what they do and what they don't. If possible, look for a video or some other source that shows how they draw or what they draw. I very much recommend noting your observations and perhaps drawing a few sample characters in the style before beginning the drawing. As you can see here, for example, I drew two of my characters and two just mannequin kind of figures alongside common things I see in their forms. One thing before I continue, there is no wrong way to do this, it really depends on artist to artist and song to song. So do as you please, not only as I recommend. The next thing I did was draw the character in the style I was intending. I highly recommend doing this as it maps out your future drawing. It's also a good way to get a grasp on the style and how to apply it. In the song, titled Ten Face, there is a girl in the music video, so I decided to use her as kind of a base. How does this have to do with color, proportion, and figure drawing, you may ask? Well, the figure drawing is the most obvious part. In this case, I'm drawing a figure based on someone else's style. As I've mentioned before, Lavender Town's style mainly consists of strange proportions. However, coloring comes later. This was my first and uncompleted attempt to digitally draw this. I didn't like how this turned out because as opposed to Lavender Town's smoother style, this one is a lot clunkier and harder to work with. If I haven't said this already, this is a process and may take more than one try to complete. On the other hand, this is the end result. It is clear to see that this one is a lot better than the previous. It actually mimics the style moderately successfully. Now I'm going to play the time-lapse provided by Procreate and talk about the lyric I chose and the colors. I took a lot of inspiration from the music video provided with the song. I didn't take the color palette directly from the video, but most of it is at least relevant. The music video has kind of a pop art feel to it, so I decided to go with bright colors as opposed to dull, boring ones. On the other hand, I noticed one thing about Lavender Town's style. She has a tendency to be creative with the eyes, which is exactly what I did, and the eyes will make sense in a minute. The lyric I chose was not 1, but 10 of me talking in my mind. Sounds a lot better when it's sung, but I'm not going to. So in the girl's eyes, I put the number 10, a 1 in her right and a 0 in her left. There are also masks similar to the ones drawn here used in the video. To go with the lyrics, I made them all seem like they are talking with text bubbles. As a side note, the shading kind of makes the bright colors stand out. And yeah, I guess that's the video. To restate the things I've said, in the drawing, color is used to make the picture pop. It was a little hard to do since Lavender Town's palettes mainly consisted of dull pastel colors, while the video took inspiration from had bright pop art feel. Yet again, keep in mind that your result may look different depending on which artist you choose, but creating a balance between the color is very important. For example, the shading and skin color of the girl is a lot paler compared to the area around her. Although a small difference, it helps the piece quite a lot, balancing out the colors, and drawing your eye to other parts of the scene, like her face. Next up is proportion. This one is a lot easier to explain, so I'm just going to keep it short and simple. As I've said several times, Lavender Town's style is very strange when it comes to proportions. This creates an interesting look for the character rather than the normal human anatomy-based kind of figure. For example, compare the style used in the piece of art as to my icon. There's a difference, clearly. So even outside of this challenge, playing around with proportion can be quite fun, as it breaks you out of this human anatomy kind of mold that most of us have gotten ourselves into. So moving on, figure drawing. I've already explained this one, but I'll repeat it again. Like I've said, Lavender Town's art mainly consists of figure drawing and people rather than scenery, although there is some. Once again, returning to proportion, figure drawing and character design go in hand. But for stylistic choices, drawing characters is a lot more open. She gets to play around with proportion and other aspects of the design. However, there are other art styles that put different emphases on things when drawing figures. It may be color choice and the overall appeal, smaller details on a character's design, or even how the characters react in the scenery around them. It really varies from artist to artist and person to person. So if you're doing someone who is in Lavender Town, try focusing on what's special about their art. Is it color palette? Is it proportion? Is it the finer details, scenery around them? That is up to you to figure out. And I guess this concludes the video tutorial. So as a final send-off, it is up to what artists you pick and how you approach their style. This has been a tutorial on color, proportion, and figure drawing with other artist styles. Thanks for watching the video. Have a good day.